What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan, a Knicks fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop? Hit the notification bell. All right, y'all. What a season opener. Did we win our last opener? Last year opener. We played Boston, right? And I think we lost that game. We got Boston Friday night. I got a little something to talk about Boston, even though we're gonna say that for another video. It ain't really about Boston. It's more about Tom Thibodeau, paying a visit to Boston. We're gonna talk about that at the end of the video. So stick around and hear what I have to say. But what I really want to talk about is how Brown automatically started with the rotation. Now, I know some people gonna say, because Mitchell Robinson was out, Joshhart was out, he might shorten the rotation. But he came out first game opener, 11-man rotation, getting a lot of players involved. Hooker Party. Uh, I'm 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 intrigued to see what they're going to do when Mitchell Robinson come back with the injuries. It's going to be Jameson or Hooker Party because somebody's going to have to go back down to the G League or whatever they call it now. But somebody's going to have to go check back to the Westchester Knicks, and I think it might be Jameson. I think the Knicks are comfortable because they started Hooker Party. But like I said, that 11-man rotation goes to show you how different this team is going to be from what we've seen in the years past, the last 5 years, 4 years and a half. Um, I'm not going to really talk about Tibbs that much until we get to the end of the show. I know a lot of you who watch my show, y'all know that y'all can say I'm a Tibbs hater, but I'm not going to really talk about Tibbs. But like I said, 11-man rotation. What I like about the 11-man rotation, and like I said, when the injuries is done and the players back, he might shorten the rotation, or it might be two players going to the bench. He might still keep 11-man rotation. I doubt we play 13 players, but then again, Mike Brown's a whole different coach, so you never know. He going to probably go with who he feel is going to get the job done, and that's what I like about Mike Brown because he's adapting. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and like I said, 11-man rotation, and even if he shorten the rotation and call it go back to the bench, Cutler had a good game. You see something. Cutler had a really good game. How many points he had? 7 points, right? He only played 13 minutes. How many assists? 2 assists. Looked good on defense. A lot of people worry about Kolek defense, that other players around the league would take advantage of him. They think that he's too slow. Y'all heard me all along. Y'all heard me call him the creator, but y'all also heard me say he's sneaky deep. He got a sneaky defense. Um, Mike Brown's gonna do wonders for Kolek. I'm being honest with you. A lot of people who speculated, myself, one of them, being that Jordan Clarkson probably be Jalen Brunson's backup coming off the bench, being a point guard, or Miles McBride. As you see what Mike Brown was doing in the preseason, which I loved. I'm not gonna lie, which I really do love what he did in the preseason. He really wasn't calling plays. And what I like about that, that got the players to know each other. You know what I'm saying? And the way he come out, like I said, then the injuries. So we got to see how that rotation really going to be. The injuries. Carl Anthony Towns suffering a little quad. You got Mitchell Robinson. We're going to talk about that. Like I said, it's not going to be a long video, but what I'm seeing game one, I'm liking. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm liking. The bench came out. They didn't give away too many points. I know the league dipped, you know what I'm saying, but they held the lead, and that's what you want to see. You want to see the bench come and not give away the lead. You know what I'm saying? They held the lead. You know what I'm saying? What can they do? Um, my man, Donovan Mitchell went off of what 31 points. He got crazy in that third quarter. So the bench still did a pretty good job. I think we're gonna have a respectable bench in this league, and our bench still outscored their bench, and our bench still looked better than their bench. I'm waiting for that Boston game. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to be playoff atmosphere, even though it's going to be here in the Garden. The Knicks got their next 8 games out of 9 at the Garden. It's going to be very exciting for a while, and that might get us off. I'm looking at these first 5 games after playing. Cleveland was my biggest worry. I'm gonna be honest. I in these next 4 games or 5, we about to play. Boston not worried. Uh, the other 3 I forget right now. I'm sorry, excuse me. But with the home court advantage, the way Brown is running his team. Brunson had a poor shooting night, still scored 23 points. Let me check out Brunson real quick. He had 23 points. He went 5 for 18. You know that's not gonna happen every night. It was just fun to watch. You know what I'm saying? It was different. You know what I'm saying? It was very different. And what I really want to stress that by him getting the guys involved early in the game the way he did, you know what I'm saying, making the substitutions, getting Kolek in there, getting Hooker Porty to start. If there's an injury, God forbid, to like an injury that keep one of our guys out for a few weeks, we know who can step up and fill that role. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully they'll do a good job and be able to hold the fort until whoever got hurt and whoever they replace. I don't want to say no names. I'm not trying to jinx anybody, but what I'm talking about, he's giving these guys experience early on in the season. That's how you gotta do it. Like even if we'd have lost the season opener, and people that say, "Oh, he came out, he played 11 guys, he had Corlett, didn't do this, he didn't do that, blah blah blah." I still would have said that I like what he was doing because you seen some teams that come out, we know who we got. You know what I'm saying? And if we would have lost the game, it probably would have been because our bench. But we got a very improved bench this season. So getting them seasoned for the season is what I'm liking. You know what I'm saying? Getting them ready for the season is what I'm liking. Early on, if we would have lost that game, it still would have been experience for them guys. You know what I'm saying? They was ready for the bright lights. Kohler looked really good. Hooker Porty got the start. I see a little nerves, but he was he didn't get any blocks, you know what I'm saying, but he was in the right position to be a defensive presence, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I like. And I don't know. I'm not gonna say he could ever steal Mitchell Robinson's job, but one thing I want to talk about before I move on to another subject is that, and I guess it's hype, you know what I'm saying, all summer long, you know what I'm saying, not summer long, but training camp or whatever, you've been hearing who's going to start. Who's going to start long cat? Is Joshhart, Mitchell Robinson? I mean, come on. It was obvious that Mitchell Robinson was going to be our starting center. Carl Anthony Towns came out the other day. He said he doesn't know his place. People ran with that. Um, I was a little upset with that comment that Carl Anthony Towns made because I think certain things you keep in house, but he had a real good game with the quad, so I'm not worried. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I think Carby Towns should rest that Boston game. If he's not 100%, even if he's 70, 80%, I think Boston is. I don't think they're a match for the Knicks right now, and I think he should get rest. Give Hooker Porty starting and have Ulysses start beside him, something like that. But what I want to talk about is going to be another key. It's going to be two guys that's going to be key for this New York Knicks. And that's Annunoby and Mikal Bridges. Both of them had excellent games last night. I think, let me see, Mikal Bridges had what? 16 points. Annunoby had, come on, Anna, why you making me look for it? Annunoby had 24 points. Annunoby had 23 left on Knicks last night. Uh, Throughout the, summertime, everybody's wondering who's going to be that third option. If y'all heard me last year, I always said Annunoby could be that third scoring option. And no cap, I'm just gonna say like that. If you watch me, if you follow me, I'm pretty sure you heard me. I made a video about that. Annunoby could be that third scoring option. Tibbs held him back, and we're gonna see a different Annunoby. We're gonna see a different Mikal Bridges. I'm letting y'all know right now. It's gonna be a different. It's gonna be like we're looking at two different players. They're gonna still do what they do on defense, but they're gonna be so much more relaxed. They're gonna be so much more of an offensive threat that's gonna make the Knicks a whole much better team. I know a lot of people talking about finals or bust, but I beg to differ. You know what I'm saying? Tibbs got 5 years to do what he was able to do. You know what I'm saying? There was a season where we didn't make the playoffs, and it was three disappointing seasons though. Excuse me, 2 seasons disappointing that we got knocked out in the second round. So Mike Brown deserves a little bit of room to wiggle. You know what I'm saying? But I think we will be at the NBA Finals. Excuse me, the Eastern Conference Final, and I think we will be victorious, especially if our guys stay healthy. Let's get the injuries out the way right now. Another thing about having that 11-man rotation, Brunson ain't got to be out there for 42 minutes playing, 41 minutes, 39 minutes. Brunson played what last night? 34 minutes. And there was how can I say, because he played one like the whole first quarter, and then you barely seen them in the second quarter. I'm like the way they doing the management, the management time, load management, even with Brunson, and he had an off shooting night, and that's not going to happen too many nights. So, and the Knicks still came away victorious. So I think this team is going to be in the Eastern Conference Final. I think this team is going to, and I'm going to say it right now, because everybody's saying it's either Eastern Conference or bust for the New York Knicks. But let's be real, deep down in their heart, a lot of people are hoping for the Knicks to fail. A lot of people are hoping for the Knicks to get to the second round, just not to make it to the third and the final round in the East, that Eastern Conference final round. A lot of people in the back of their mind. At least Shaq is honest. Shaq, I don't never really agree with Shaq on, especially when he's talking about the New York Knicks. But Shaq keep it real all the time. So I I I, nah, I gotta respect his comments. I don't like his comments, but until the New York Knicks make it to the NBA Finals, you know, they're gonna be the same old Knicks. That's where I disagree. So I sound like I'm contradicting myself for a second, but I'm regurgitating Shaq, and that's what I disagree because the Knicks have been a fun team to watch these last few years. A lot of people are going to say because of Tom Thibodeau. Um, and I give it 50-50. Let's say when Randall and we had Barrett and Quickly and we got to the playoffs, that was Tom Thibodeau. Y'all gonna hear me say it right now. That was Tom, that was the work of Tom Thibodeau. Julius Randle had a big part in it, but that was the work of Tom Thibodeau them years. But when we got Jalen Brunson, when we got OG Annunoby, Carl Anthony Towns, last year, this was like the last year team. We were supposed to do what we did. You know what I'm saying? And we were supposed to go further. And that's why I'm saying with a coach like Mike Brown, it's going to be a whole different ball game. A whole different ball game. That's all I got to say on these two guys. These two guys will be pivotal for the New York Knicks. I'm gonna be real with you, and I see them coming out doing a whole lot of different things that a lot of people don't think they had in them. I'm getting to a part I know a lot of y'all really don't want to hear about. Mitchell Robinson and Joshhart. My feelings on Mitchell Robinson, as good as he is, I was hoping he can stay healthy. Come trade deadline, they can see we can get for him. Can we get a late first? Well, I'm gonna say a late first round or a first round pick. You never know where it fall. An unprotected first round pick. Knicks have Leon Rose have a habit of going out here and get these protected first round picks and watching the team, you know, suck just so they can get the pick and we can't do nothing about it. But something gonna have to be done with Mitchell Robinson. Honestly, it has something had to be done. You know what I'm saying? But for now, he's a very I almost said the word reliable, but when he's on the court, we know what we're going to get from him, and that's the thing. When he's on the court, even when he's not 100%, even if he's 80, maybe if he's 60 or 70, he's going to give us his all. And it's just saddens me because if he can just stay healthy, think how dominant the Knicks would really be. You know what I'm saying? Just think about a healthy Mitchell Robinson playing at least 67, maybe 74 games in one season. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen, the Knicks would be he would definitely make the All-Star. He would be one of them Dennis Rodman type players making the All-Star. You know what I'm saying? Team, all right? Now, we want to talk about Joshhart. And when I said I don't want to be like a bearer of bad news, but you think about the New York Knicks, they really don't like to talk to the media. So we really don't know what's going on with Joshhart other than a lower lumbar spasm, something like that. But I was doing some research and I was looking at, certain spasm and the, time of recovery, especially for an NBA player, the duration of a lumbar spasm depends on its severity and underlying cause with a high return to play rate for less severe causes and longer recovery time if it indicates a more serious disc or nerve issue. All right, many players return within days or weeks, but complex cases can take months to resolve. And that's my biggest fear, that because I went out with a back injury at work and I was out for 4 months. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not doing anything as strenuous as Joshhart doing. You know what I'm saying? Running up down the court, getting the rebounds, banging with big guys, hitting the floor. Joshhart can be out for a while. You know what I'm saying? He can be out for a while. And I know a lot of people don't want to even think about it, but he can be out for a while. If we look at it, causes of chronic back pains, it could be, like I said, the Knicks, they don't really talking to the media. So we don't know if he's suffering from a herniated or a bulging disc, a degenerative disc. I ain't gonna say disease, but we don't know what. I'm not even gonna go down too far. I go with the muscle strain. We don't know. We don't know what the severity of the injury is because the Knicks really don't talk to the media. And when it comes to the back, come on, man. When it comes to the back, let's be real. If you suffer from back pain, you know what I'm talking about. You already know what I'm talking about. So I'm praying, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm gonna say I'm praying. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying. I'm praying. There's one thing, like I know I talked about Mike. Is Mike Brown town now? I talked about him, but when I look at what Mike doing, giving the guys, especially playing the rotation, I see that he's looking way down the line. He's looking at playoffs. He's thinking about playoffs. He's thinking about the minutes. You know what I'm saying? How much minutes he's going to play the players, and he's also thinking about their health. And this is why I'm gravitating to Mike Brown. And I know it's only been game one, and if you've been watching me, I've been there before preseason even started. You know what I'm saying? And y'all heard me say anybody who could have came in and did Tom Thibodeau's job. Maybe I went a little too far when I said that, but I'm very hopeful with Mike Brown. I think that this could be the New York Knicks year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you right now, this can be our year. So you're gonna hear a lot of chit chat, this and that. And when the Knicks, if we was to go into a 2-game, 3-game losing streak, you're gonna hear from people. But once again, I'm gonna say it like this, I'm gonna say it again. I have faith in this man. I like what he's doing game one. It could be just because of injuries, but I doubt it. Even when Mitchell Robinson and Joshhart come back, I still see him going with 11 men. And if that one of them 11 men not getting the job done, bringing in another man, so it might be a 12-man night. It might be a 13-man night. I see him being that type of coach that's going to adjust on the fly. Tell me what y'all think. Hit me in the comments. And like always, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy. God bless, and peace.